Greetings, Moonlight Citizens. This is your man on the moon here with the 19th episode of the Moonlight Kingdom Podcast. Proudly brought to you by, well, no one in particular, man. I would love to say this was brought to us by GTA 6, but unfortunately it isn't. Maybe one day in the distant future when we made it big and your man on the moon is now kicking back in his Moonlight Kingdom surrounded by stacks of Samoans, I'll be able to say that the episode that you would be listening to is brought to you by GTA Game. But until that day comes, just enjoy the sultry sounds of my voice, the witty banter of me and a good friend of mine on this here episode of Moonlight Kingdom Reviews. In 3, 2, 1.
Blood on our hands already. We might as well watch one little child, you know. Was that her name, Maureen? I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It boggles the mind.
You know, running the fireflies.
Yeah, the black chick. It boggles the mind that out of all the people you could have chosen as like your paragon of morality, you went with like The Last of Us.
Okay,
the franchise that gives you the ability.
It also has a moral system.
I'm still gonna hump you on that. You went with The Last of Us as your first choice. The franchise that has you beat a dude to death with a golf club, that has you stab a freaking pregnant woman. Like, what the hell? Like, there's morality to be found here?
I mean, it's a game about love and what we would do for love.
No,
You know,
it's
if you
about
have to
revenge.
commit
There's no...
murder in the name of love, then is it really love?
That second one is not about love. It's about straight up revenge on all sides. The person getting the revenge.
Like, okay, like imagine now your mother, okay, or somebody being killed or dying. 100% I'd be out there killing people. Done.
There's a line,
I'm
though.
just saying that.
That ending was
Okay,
so
you have a line. Like, I feel like
No.
I'm going to be a person.
I don't...
I feel like, I've proven it in 2 degree situation. Like, I feel like if I'm in a stressful situation, all semblance of the human experience leaves my body, and I'm in survival mode.
Personally, I'm of the John Wick school of thought, dude. I just want to get the person who wronged me. Because, you know,
Yeah, exactly.
like he even says, like, freaking Keanu Reeves even lays it down. Like, John Wick just wants to kill this one kid. He doesn't want to kill all these people in the way. He wants to kill this one guy because he killed the dog, and the dog was innocent.
The first plot. I mean, I'm guessing that Ellie only wanted to kill the group that was responsible for, you know, his death. But I think that's the whole point of it, that revenge just causes more pain and hurt and more death. And she was forced to kill people who she didn't want to kill. She was forced to, you know, take the lives of so many people who, I won't even say innocent, but that were unrelated. I mean, she wasn't really innocent herself. But, like, you know, that revenge just isn't the way. I think that's the whole point of the game.
Ellie is a hypocrite, too. Lest we forget, she is also a hypocrite. There's
100%. Ellie is like hypocrite. 100%.
There's moments where, like, Abby...
One thing, okay? That she was able to have some control over herself. Abby went all the way, and Ellie stopped. And that's why she's a better character than Abby. Because Abby went through with her revenge, despite knowing that, okay, Joe did some crap, but, you know, Ellie was right in the room. She really, you know, loved him and cared about him the way, you know, she was reacting.
No, man.
And Ellie saw them, and, you know, she stopped herself. So that makes her a better character in my eyes.
Abby stopped as well. These people aren't... No one of them is better than the other. Say what you want about Abby, but she's not a fucking hypocrite, dude. Like Abby killed Joel. That's because she just wanted to kill Joel, but she left his brother and Ellie alive because she just wanted to kill Joel. If she was as far gone as you say she was, she would have killed Ellie and dude's brother.
Well,
She let them
Joel,
live.
and it
Twice.
killed a whole lot of people, but they didn't kill Abby at the end. So, like, maybe their faults and the good that they did kind of evens it out.
No, listen. Abby let Ellie live twice.
You're on Abby's side.
Twice.
Rosa.
No.
That's what you
I'm
said.
on nobody's side.
You are
Both
a
these
traitor.
people are fucked, but one of them is clearly more fucked than the other.
But like, listen, okay, like we were Abby, and our dad and our family were killed because of a girl that didn't want to die who could save the world. I would also be kind of pissed. I'm not gonna lie. But also, you know, you have to choose Ellie because you know she's the main protagonist, man. You know,
So,
you just have like a connection with her.
so,
What
freaking.
mental thing are you gonna say?
I mean, it wasn't like it was a surprise when Joel got caned. I mean, we knew he was gonna die. It's a sequel. I mean, one of them had to go.
Okay, but we all reacted the same way. We all simultaneously paused that game on that scene.
Not because he died, because of how he died. He got beaten to death with a golf club. Like, nobody's just gonna sit there and watch that.
You know, it was originally supposed to be a knife, but then they were like, knives are more Ellie's thing, so we're gonna give Abby a golf club.
Why wouldn't you? You see how jacked this woman is? It would be a waste if you just, like, had her shoot the guy. Why do you have her be this jacked if she's just gonna shoot people?
Abby is such an inspiration. Literally, every day before I, like, work out or anything, I just look at, like, an edit of her, and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be Abby one day. This is my dream.
Very much so. She's definitely an inspiration. She's definitely an inspiration. Like, I do see some pictures. Like, you see
100%.
those.
Like, we see how The Last of Us is so well written. Like, there's literally no good guys. There's just these complex characters that have light and dark sides, and that had to make horrible choices and deal with horrible experiences in their lives. I think, you know, maybe GTA and Rockstar to take, like, you know, a little inspiration.
Like, I still stand by the whole Ellie is a hypocrite thing. I haven't even said why. There's, like, one scene. No, there's a scene that perfectly shows, like, her being a hypocrite. Because Abby in the scene has, like, Ellie's all beat to shit. And she's, like, beating up, like, Ellie's girlfriend. And Ellie's like, please, like, don't kill her. Like, she's pregnant. And that, like, Abby has a moment, and then she stops. Yeah, she says good, but then she stops. She doesn't go through with it. Yet, when Ellie encounters freaking Abby's pregnant friend, she kills her without even thinking about it. So, like, that's some hypocrisy right there. Like, damn. Like, no, don't kill my friend, she's pregnant, even though I totally killed your pregnant friend, no problem. But
characters, like, I don't even know whose side to take. But, like, you just side with Ellie because she's, you know, been through, you know, through it all with you. From the first game to the second game. She's just been there. Like, you know that feeling when you first, like, played as Abby?
I was pissed off. I was pissed off.
She just killed Joel and then you had to play as her. Remember that?
I thought that was dumb, dude. I'm like, why? Why did you do this? Why not start with this? Start as Abby, then lead to freaking Joel's
like,
murder.
You know, even though, like, okay, it makes more sense at the end of it. That's okay, you know, that Abby was an emotional character, but she did hold herself back, you know? She's not an inherently bad person. You know what I mean? But it just killed you to play as her when, you know, you just killed Joel. Like a character we all fell in love with. So it's like I don't know, it's like a toxic relationship. You know, when you play that game, you're like, you know, you're in a relationship with like a gaslighter or something. You know, it gives that kind of vibes.
It do be like that. But
like honestly, like I don't know how many times I cried throughout that game. How come we didn't ever do something with The Last of Us?
What do you mean?
We spoke about so many things, but we've never scheduled a convo just about The Last of Us.
You never said anything.
We are both huge The Last of Us fans. We should 100% do it.
You never said anything. That's the thing, man. I can't talk about things if nobody wants to. If nobody says that they like them.
You're not down for most things, even things I'm not really interested in.
Anyway, on the subject of things you don't seem to be interested in, back to the topic at hand. There was a moment when this is the moment I'm like, oh damn, this game is at hand. There was a moment when this is the moment I'm like, oh damn, this game is I'm like, finally, finally, we have a game that has boob rendering that can match metrolastlight that came out way back in 2014. Finally, there was this scene where the main chick turns around and we see her in her bra and her hair is moving in the breeze. The hair physics itself is worthy of applause, but the way her breasts move and how they look, and I'm just yes, finally. Why? Okay, I can't. Okay, wait. Hold on a second.
Women use if they're talking about their period, they'll say, "Oh, my boobs are kind of sore."
Whatever.
You know.
As I was
saying. They don't
saying.
say titties.
Whatever. Moving on. To avoid risk of further demonetization, the character's boobs looked amazing. To quote a character from Friday the 13th, well, not quote, but paraphrase, those boobs look stupendous, man. And I keep mentioning metrolastlight and their boob rendering technology. That game, in that field, in that particular scene. No. You don't understand. That game was leaps and bounds of anything that came before or after it. They moved it was they put someone in a mocap suit.
Than the Final Fantasy series for me.
I mean, okay, that's not fair though. I mean, that's different. That's a different thing.
How is it different though?
Yeah, the dude.
Now you see, one thing about Final Fantasy, they have some female fan service right there. You have seen Sephiroth.
Yes, I have seen Sephiroth. Let me tell you something. More men look at that guy than women. Just saying.
You know what? Each their own. But he was a well-designed character. His designer had rent you 100%. He went all out.
In the remake, not the original, where he was just a pilot.
Well, obviously not the original, okay? Obviously, those graphics were nightmare fuel, to be honest.
Freaking Cloud looking like he was on the roids 9 out of 9 days in the week. Just.
I kind of like Cloud though. He's baby doll.
Cloud now in the remake.
He's a total baby doll. He's so shy and so insecure.
What?
And really, he just wants to, make good decisions in life. He just wants to do the right thing, man. And he's just kind of shy doing it,
Not when he's in that dress.
Yeah, that dress scene now, it showed me a different view of him. But you see Sephiroth, he's he's a man's man.
Oh yeah, nothing like long
with
hair.
With the fancy hair and everything, okay? He's a man's man. I love him. This has that sassiness, and his monologues about the earth is what's gonna get destroyed, and two people corrupted. I'm go, Sephi, talk about your climate change.
Oh yeah. Here's a man, such a man. He's a real man's man. Screw that. Yeah, nothing says real man's man like trimmed eyebrows and long white hair.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen taller.
It's 8 feet.
I've seen taller. Not taller dudes, but Just saying.
But anyway, Sephiroth. And, like, okay, like, also, like, there's a lot of characters. Like, okay, Vincent Valentine, I'll give him credits. He has that, dark, mysterious, ness about him. And, I loved his spin-off game. What was it called? What's the three-headed dog called?
What?
Cerberus. What?
Yeah, Cerberus.
Well, anyway, his game was named after that. And, like, his game was amazing. Like, I played it, like, about 5 times. It was one of the best spin-offs, to be honest, away from like the main plot line. And yeah, I just loved him. Also, the remnants of Sephiroth, Kadaj, Yazoo, and I forget the other one's name, Boz or something, or Laws. They were kind of good looking too. That was some fan service now. And obviously, we can't like forget about Janice and like Zack and them, They were kind of there too. I mean, okay, they weren't as breathtaking as Sephiroth now. I mean, after you saw him, like, everybody else faded in the background.
Not Cloud. I mean, Cloud is still good looking.
I mean, they were there.
You sure about that guy Clive? Final Fantasy, what's this, 16? That new one?
Yeah.
Your thoughts on it?
I don't know.
Because for me, I was surprised they went that way.
The game that I actually really enjoyed was the one before that, 15. Final Fantasy 15 was one of the best games because it followed, Prince Noxus and his whole crew. And it just had, like fun elements and stuff like that. So I feel like after that, really, can any Final Fantasy game just, like, live up? And obviously you got, like, the underrated spin-offs, like, Final Fantasy, 10 and 11 and
Spirits Within.
That, completely deviates away from the main storyline. Like, that character's, like, Ron as, the main character, that guy that plays Blitzball and then is transported to another world. So, I mean, those games are kind of fun, and I like the whole, you have to go out, fight, and collect items, and, craft things, and you level up your character. It kind of gives, Genshin Impact-esque. But, like, I feel like 16 was lacking.
I was surprised the direction they went to with 16, because normally the Final Fantasy games, it's like the twink protagonist and his himbo best friend. But then in, like, 16, it's like the himbo best friend is the main guy, and everyone else is, like, the twink protagonist. Despite their brother, too. They're like...
I mean, I've always loved Noctis,
That's what I'm saying. Even Noctis, well, he's, like, really Japanese with, like, that fringe hair and like, so...
I
like,
always say he's, like, he's like Sasuke, but, like...
Nah. I don't see it.
See, they both have the same haircut, but I feel like
but
was a bit more.
that's where the comparisons end.
When we used to hate Sasuke Uchiha, he was like one of the worst characters to ever come into Naruto. And I just feel like he was badly written for some reason.
You're telling me that of everyone in all of Naruto, you think Sasuke was like the worst character in a show that has characters like Madara
You have to ask me who's my favorite character. I will tell you 100% with zero shame. It's Sakura, With zero shame, that is my favorite character.
Okay. Moving on before this gets any weirder.
I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you why, and you're going to let me. It's because she's the most relatable, I think, and I feel like people project a very horrible female image on her, but she really works hard, She came from a relatable background, which many of us have. We need nothing special. We see all these special people around us that are, achieving things, that have things, in place that we never had so that they can, achieve success. And she didn't have those things. She didn't belong to a clan. She was from a civilian family. And, she made mistakes at the beginning. She didn't have her priorities straight. The horrible thing she did to Naruto. And Sasuke, I don't like Sasuke, but she said some stuff, and she had that, that little teenage girl crush phase. But she like really grew out of it. She worked hard. She became the strongest kunoichi currently in the Boruto universe. And she's up there. She's better than Tsunade, 100%. And she's my favorite character. Also, I think the anime really did her wrong because they always tried to project this, like this innocent female image on her. They tried to make her look like, less feminine than she was. They tried to infantilize her a lot, like make her more girl-like than actually woman-like. Like in Boruto, she looks a lot more younger and like girl-like than compared to Ino and the rest of the characters. But in the manga, she's very grown into herself. She wears lipstick and she's very feminine about herself. And I wish that they put that in there.
I bet a bunch of other people wish they could put some other stuff in there. But at the risk of...
That's wrong. But anyway.
Moving so far away from that, I remember there was a dude who made a joke about Final Fantasy 16, about, I don't know, when there was all the characters finally assembled after, like, hours and hours of gameplay, and he said, like, the Council of Twinks is finally assembled. Like, that made me laugh so hard, man, because looking at everyone in there, I'm like, damn, he's right. Like 90% of the people in here could qualify as twink, except for the main guy. Like, damn, he kind of killing the vibe here, man. Like, could you leave? So far away, back to the asses shaking on cars and people running in the streets, like on quad bikes and stuff.
Man. I have to accept it.
And alligators being dragged out of swimming pools, thus killing the rumor that there's alligators in the sewers. Did you ever believe that there were alligators in the sewers?
To be honest, in Muslim, like theology, they believe that, jinns and stuff. You know what jinns are?
Yes.
They keep their children in drain pipes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why some people don't pour hot water or oil down the drain pipes, because that's like a superstition that you can like hurt the children. And they're going to come for you. So who knows what's kept down there? That's what I say. 100% the drain pipes and the sewers act as a drainage system. But it's a tunnel system for other things. There's probably humans kept there. There's probably some, gone wrong science experiments kept there. So alligators is 100% plausible.
If not entirely possible. But yeah.
I can see it.
I can totally see it. The game itself with GTA 6, comparing it to GTA 5, the change from... Because GTA 5 launched on like the 360 and the PS3, and now with 6 launching 2 generations later, going past Xbox One and PS4, straight into like the PS5 and the Xbox Series, it's clearly got like a graphical thing, though it'll be interesting to see what, in terms of gameplay, what changes will be made, especially considering that it's not coming out on PC.
I feel like because of social media and stuff, kids are kind of desensitized to these kind of things. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, I feel like it's going to be a different culture and a different fan base compared to, previously, you didn't catch 13-year-old boys playing GTA. Or if they had 6 mothers, that is. But, I don't know how it's going to work out. Like, the incel community is growing and growing, and who knows how anything will turn out.
It's going to be interesting to see what kind of narrative choices the story makes, because given that the people who worked on GTA 5, some of like the key guys, like Leslie Benzies and even Laszlo, aren't going to be a part of it because like Leslie Benzies, I think because he was part of this like duo. It was Leslie Benzies and this other guy. I don't remember the other guy's name because I remember that name. It's in every freaking GTA game all the way up to GTA 5. Leslie Benzies, and it always stuck out because I was expecting a woman. I'm not gonna lie. Call me misogynist or sexist or whatever, but when I see the name Leslie Benzies, I'm expecting a lady to come out of there. That's a dude, and then it turns out it's a dude. I'm like, okay.
I mean, Leslie is traditionally a unisex name, but it has been used for mostly women, over the years.
Yeah.
But I know Leslie's, like, I know male Leslies. Like,
Yeah, I've seen them too. Doesn't make it any less unbelievable. Yeah. So one of them. Okay, so Leslie Benzies and other guy, they were part of these two-man team. One would write the stories for the game, and the other person would make them happen. I don't know who no longer works there, but one of them no longer works at Rockstar. So with GTA 6 coming out, I'm concerned because I don't know who did what. If the guy who wrote the stories is gone, I'm concerned for the stories. If the guy who could make the story happen is gone, then I'm concerned still because...
Maybe look at it as half glass full kind of situation. It can go either way, Maybe it will be better.
I'm just saying.
I mean, okay, there's obviously a big change that happened in this game, being a female protagonist, and maybe that changes for the better. It's refreshing, it's keeping with current times, and it's including women in this, the world, in this, this crime-filled world, instead of, just having them in the background as sexual objects to just, add some pizzazz to the game.
It will be definitely something unique to look at since the last game that the OG Rockstar team made was Red Dead 2. And the last game
I
featured...
love Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It was one of my favorite games ever.
Oh, it was fantastic until Arthur died and you had to play as John. Then it was just dull. Very, very dull.
Yeah, I mean, I love the whole, the West story. The Easter eggs are amazing to find. Like, I literally spent hours on YouTube watching tutorials to find them.
You found the vampire?
Yes.
Yeah, that was...
I found the vampire. I found the ghost lady at the club. I found a lot of things.
And the UFO?
Yeah.
That was odd. I get it. It's like the thing. They'll sneak a UFO just about anywhere. It's in like almost every GTA 5 there's a UFO somewhere, but like still, man, like this ain't the place for it, man. You know?
Hold up. Present day Man on the Moon here. Did I seriously say they sneak it into every GTA 5? What the hell? I meant they try to sneak it into every Rockstar game. What the? Every GTA is 5. Like there's been more than one? Shoot, there may as well have been with the amount of times they had to re-release it. I mean, damn, dude. It's all about milking a dead cow. Moving on. Fill your head. Moving on, fill your head. Do-do-do-do.
I expect to see no sauce in the Wild West. But hey,
I mean, aliens aren't really a modern thing, so I guess they could be around anytime, any place. Who knows? Maybe we'll find a UFO in Park or something.
whatever. Moving on. I was giving props to this game on its jiggle physics, its boob rendering. Props all around to the people. Props to not just
and appreciate some good jiggle physics, and despite the misogynistic and questionable nature that surrounds these games as they are being released, I think there have been great improvements in terms of the characters.
Also, much respect to the people who did the mocap. Much respect.
only time will tell how good the story is, how well written the characters are. But progress is progress at the end of the day, and it's refreshing to see a female main character.
I wonder how they do that.
Seem overly objectified and who looks, like badass.
I wonder how they animate boobs on this thing. Like, you think they have to build the woman's boobs from scratch, or do they like tell her to take the top off so we can like scan? I'm curious.
I will not be dignifying that question with an answer.
Why not?
Anyways.
I mean, both ways. I mean, one way is clearly better than the other, because like you don't know what woman's packing under there. So creating them from scratch, you could end up with like a model that's not true to life. But like scanning, you could get like.
You know what I always say? Bigger bra space, bigger pockets. It could be packing in there. Literally.
Oh, well. Wonder if the animations will be different.
Shout out to all the women that use their bras as pockets every day because, they don't include them in female clothing because they want to capitalize off handbags and other.
Shout out to that one scene in White Chicks where Marlon Wayans had to try and convince his girlfriend what was obviously a bra was actually a new brand of holster he needed to use. Shout out to White Chicks, man. That was a funny movie. Anyway, I mean, definitely couldn't be made today, but hey, moving onwards. Onward and upward, forward and onward? Anyway, word.
Shout out to women in general, man. They rock.
Women are cool, man.
You only notice this now? They've been around for like...
I mean, I am one, so obviously I don't like to toot my own horn. Like, I already know I'm cool.
No, but you have no problem watching other people toot it for you. Like, just... You won't be like humble then. Then it's like, oh, stop. But keep going.
Whatever.
Whatever, man.
The trailer dropped, was it 2 days ago now? No, 1 day ago now. Before we actually get into the trailer, get into like the events leading up to it, this game people have been waiting for this game for years. Like, not since GTA 5 dropped, but like well after that initial interest started to peter out. Once people started getting news that Rockstar was in fact, starting to work on GTA 6, now it's like, all right, well, here's what could it be? What could it look like? There were leaks, there were rumors, speculation, consternation, and what else? Just, there was all this stuff. Initially, people thought GTA 6 was going to have, a map that was basically the size of America. People thought it was going to be set in the 80s, and you'd be like flip-flopping between time periods. People thought you were going to be a cop. People thought it was just going to be a female lead. And, so many things ongoing. There were rumors it was going to be online only. There were rumors of this and that. And there was a leak that at one point, the whole thing of like having a map the size of the whole country, well, it was called Project Americas. Apparently, like, there was photographs, like leaked photographs from the studio. It confirmed that at one point that was an idea, but Rockstar shot it down. But then Red Dead Redemption 2 came out.
I have a picture of like a country thing in the GTA.
What?
I'm just saying, that in Texas or somewhere. But like the whole thing about Vice City or that's supposed to be like Miami, I think they should just have used like a real place. Like, why don't we get like GTA?
You'd say what?
The white parts.
What?
I don't know. I'm just saying, they could fix it up. They're just showing us a bunch of underdogs that are not such great people that are willing to, do horrible things to get ahead in life. And, it's showing us the same dingy settings, the same,
That is so not
same
true.
old, same old. Yeah, could make it a bit more classy. here.
In the words
The
of
main character, like
Rick Ross,
man.
accusations,
Why do we have to work for the mansion?
false accusations.
Why can't we work towards like a bigger mansion?
Did you even watch the trailer?
I watched it late last night. Don't ask me about it.
Wow.
But okay, let's look at GTA 5, right? 3 main characters, the same old.
That's actually a franchise first, but keep going.
I just feel like they could do. Most GTA protagonists have a backstory, the underdog, move up into the world. They also, I want something a bit more depth. You see, something that does have depth now. Oh. This ain't me. My Wi-Fi's running. Hey. Okay.
The thing is,
as I was saying, some people know more depth in cyberpunk, and I will always be a cyberpunk supporter first because I feel like it's GTA, but with
that glitchy mess. Nah, I'm not on board with that. That glitchy, buggy mess with people T-posing through the streets and like traffic slamming into you out of nowhere. Folks falling out of the sky.
Please keep on disconnecting. Why?
What?
I can't hear you.
That game was a mess when it launched, a month after it launched, way up to a year after it launched. There were people complaining about that sometimes the game wouldn't even turn on. Sometimes people would just T-pose.
If the anime came out,
cutscenes wouldn't load.
And that's the best thing ever.
Keanu Reeves looked like crap.
Don't ever talk shit on Keanu Reeves' character.
No, this I've seen. Have you seen the early like the versions of the game? Like people buying it the week of, saying, "Oh my God, what did they do?" And you just see his hair isn't sitting on his freaking head. It's like a mop floating above his head.
I have the game, and I was one of those people. Okay. At the beginning, I was like, okay, I wasted my money. But then the anime came out, and favorite side. So now I play it the next time, and it's one of the best games and franchises ever. So, yeah.
Sure. Almost 2 years after the fact.
Well, sometimes great things need time to be great things. Okay?
Delay is temporary. Suck is forever.
Yes, you would know all about suck later.
I'm just saying. They could have delayed it a few months, fixed all this crap, and then released it properly instead of hot-shotting that.
They want to get it out there, the fans. Enough about that.
Get it out there for the fans. During a global pandemic where people weren't allowed to go outside.
When it comes to the crime world, what people are willing to do to rise in this world, it's like
no one does better than GTA. Yeah, you're right on that one.
I just feel like, okay, there's a lot of underdog stories in the world, 100%. It's a cliche tale of people that are born, in the wrong place, at the wrong time, with big dreams, that are probably never going to get home, but through sheer effort and perseverance and being able to do horrible things to achieve their dreams, they are able to achieve it, But I just feel like they could do something else with it, And obviously there's the horrible for objectification of women, you know. I feel like, yes, it's okay to show the female figure, 100%, you know. It's a part of life. But, like, they just overdo it. It's giving me, like, rose pervert vibes. And, like, you know.
You're not exactly explaining why. You're just saying like, I'm just not feeling it. It's overly objectified, and you know, it's just not. You're not saying why though.
When I did just fan service and actually play, I think that the game takes up objectification of women to a different level. They're not part of the story. They don't reap in any of the, you know, the success that these characters, you know, achieve. They should make a female protagonist. I think that women, just as men, are affected by, you know, the social and economic issues we have in this world, and women more so. So a female underdog that, you know, is forced into this crime world and rise to the top is an epic story to have. And I think they should 100% do that. And, like, yeah, you know, they always have examples of good, but then there's always, like, some kind of love interest, and they try to relate this female character, you know, to how she relates to other men in this world. She's a mother, she's a sister, stuff like that. And, like, you know, female character that stands on her own, regardless of the men around her, you know, those kinds of things. You know who's a really good character? I always spoke about this book I read last year. It's called The Puppet War, and it's about, it's based on, you know, like the Japanese did horrible things to China and Korea during the World War, right? So it's kind of based on that kind of a Christian story. And it's, you know, it's based on a girl that wants to become a hero, and she trains to be a soldier and, you know, to fight for good, and then she realizes, you know, at the end of this that there's no good, and she becomes the villain, you know?
All the good lords are dead and the rest are monsters. That's basically what message being said here. So, I mean, it's hard to... It's like that scene in the trailer for Black Panther where dude's dad was like, you know, my son, you are a good man, and it's hard for a good man to be a king. So it's basically saying like, yeah, you can be a good guy, you can rule as a good guy, but if you want to rule effectively as a king, you gotta be some level of bad, man. There's gonna be some tough calls you're gonna have to make. The right decision isn't always going to be the easy decision. Hell, it's not even going to be like the most morally acceptable decision. It's just, you know, you're going to take care of business. Killmonger was trying to explain that in the sequel, you know, but yeah, that's just what I'm extrapolating from this. Anyway, moving on.
From the trailer, not even in case you didn't see it, I know you didn't see it, so you know what the vibe be, alright? Look at them.
I watched the video, I know.
Exactly. I will say this though. I appreciate that the game is going for the ripped from the headlines Florida man and Florida woman vibe. It really captures the essence of...
I like that there's a woman involved, but I feel like, why does it have to be a man there, you know?
You are missing the point. Listen, not everybody is on board with the idea of playing a woman in a video game. That's why when you have video games where you can have a...
don't care how good looking or how well that man is. I'll always pick the woman. In every single gacha game. I pick women in Genshin Impact. Every single one.
That's the thing, you're listening. Not everybody is up for the idea of playing as the female protagonist. That's why they give you the option to be male. Assassin's Creed does it.
that she's a woman, you know. I mean, obviously it's representation. But, like, you know, she's still a badass character. If she's written well. We don't know yet if she is written well. Because some people, you know, fuck up female characters. So, only time will tell.
What do you see in that second picture?
You know what I see?
Say it.
Okay, you see the range of taco and meat, you know? Booties are amazing. But you see, the feminist in me is just like, why? For what? For what reason? You know?
It's Florida. This isn't exactly out of place in Florida. Don't you read those crazy headlines? Florida man finds alligator in pool. Florida woman, like, twerks on top of car. Florida woman heads up neighborhood watch.
I mean, yeah, but it's also Florida. The state of retirement. It's a bit conservative, if you know what I mean.
No, it isn't. No, it isn't. Just because there's a bunch of old-ass people on there does not mean it's conservative as hell. Look at these
It
people.
is a predominantly conservative state, though. But anyways, I just don't know. I just feel like, you know, there's a very thin line between, you know, writing a female character that, you know, isn't ashamed of her body and is okay with showing it off and, you know, stuff like that. And just, you know, making the character all about her body and just objectifying her. And a lot of the female NPCs in GTA are made for that purpose, you know?
You telling me that the lady in the...
Like, okay, when you look at the picture of the protagonist, I mean, she doesn't look so, like, you know, she's doing a job. I'm sure the job is hectic. She doesn't want to wear long sleeves and that, you know? It's a practical outfit. It's not objectifying, but in my view, anyway.
You are looking at the right picture, though, right? Just want to make sure here. You are looking at the correct picture, though, right?
Yeah, I'm looking at the picture with the protagonist.
You do know which one that is, right? You aren't, like, staring at the wrong photo saying, like, oh, well, she ain't wearing, like, sleeves or nothing, just...
Obviously, it's the people with the guns later.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Just making sure. You do be
I'm
trailing
just
off.
saying, okay, from what I'm seeing of the glimpses of one of the protagonists, she does seem not overly objectified. Like, okay, she has a physical body and she could just exist with her body. But, you know, the second picture, on the other hand, is a bit, you know, out there. And only exists for that purpose, to be honest.
And the lady in the nightgown, just nothing to say, huh?
I don't know what that's about. I feel like they just want to shame some old, overweight white lady. I don't know. I feel like they're taking the Karen stereotype and they're just running with it.
Okay.
Which is a big issue, 100%. There are too many middle-aged white women in the business of POC people and, you know, black people's business, and people are just trying to live their lives business, you know? So I feel like, you know, that's a valid little snippet in the game, you know, to show a crazy white lady about to attack somebody.
Certainly. But anyway, going on.
Dealt with some crazy white lady. Let me tell you, I used to work at this, like, plant nursery / cafe place. And it was this old lady, and 100% she had Alzheimer's or dementia or something. And I did feel sorry for her. But, you know, that empathy stopped when she threw a pot plant at my head. Lucky I ducked out the way, but, you know. It was obvious. Like, I remember, I think it was last year, me and one of my friends went to something, and my friend has an eccentric taste in style, meaning she is a Lolita, you know, fashion person. and we went to this place. It was like a flower festival, and I think it was fitting, her outfit, all the frills and stuff, and we were taking pics, and this old white lady just looked at her and rolled her eyes, and then was like, making this exasperated sounds and whispering to her friend. And obviously, I had to shut that down and, be like, maybe if you looked as good as my friend, then maybe you'd get some of the attention you so desperately want. I was kind of mean, and she did want to fight me.
Snap.
See Vice City in all its present-day glory with its denizens clearly inspired by the Florida man stories and headlines. We see people on dirt bikes, people flipped over in traffic. We see a guy grabbing his crotch. We see a chick twerking on a car. And I don't care whether you're a feminist or any of that. It takes a lot of bravery to twerk on top of a moving car.
I mean, 100%.
Okay.
I mean, you showed me some pics of the main characters now. And yes, their relation is, romantic. I guess that can be refreshing and different. Most of the time, the protagonists of GTA are associates of the same gender. Maybe, one day we can hope for some queer representation, but I think that's far-fetched, seeing as the fan base of GTA is mostly made out of male incels that are most likely homophobic. So...
Screw most likely. It's definitively, man. You should hear some of the crap people be saying online.
I mean, definitely, but I feel like, there's a lot of people that play GTA for different reasons. Some people play for nostalgia, because, it was a popular game back in the day. I think all of us, played and owned a GTA game at one
Future man coming in here, man on the moon, to say not everybody on GTA is a raging a-hole. Some people are just good people here looking to play the single player campaign and, have a good time. Even in the online space, there are some people there who just want to, do the online modes, get through the missions, accrue the in-game currency and whatever. It's the jerkwads on the hoverboards and not hoverboards, hover bikes with the exorbitant amount of money because they spend real world money in game to jump ahead of the line and all that, who just want to ruin it for everybody, who just be riding around doing reckless things and just making life miserable online for everybody. Not just in GTA Online, but even in Red Dead Online, they be pulling that same crap. And this isn't, they be playing Red Dead like it's GTA. Like, just making life hell for everybody. Like, man, there be moments where I'm like, we need to gather up all these people, or at the very least, like, in Goodbye World or Goodnight World, the one where that chick formed this band of people called the Pirates. It's like welcoming to everybody, and like they together, like we someone on the online community in GTA needs to do that, like team up with a bunch of other people to form this massive super group to essentially police GTA Online. And if you're just being a jerk, unnecessarily a jerk, like capping someone 50 times over when they've done nothing to you, like that group can be like dialed up and be like, hey, this guy's giving me grief, and it'd be like, don't worry, through our combined effort, we will wipe this dude off the game until he promises to like knock that off, right? Like, basically, yeah. That's definitely what needs to be done. Anywho, Peppers, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when the Florida man come for you? I don't know. We'll find out in the rest of this here episode, focusing on GTA 6, and we're back into it.
And I think there is nostalgia to that, and I think it offers a little bit of everything for people: racing, guns, the incels, a chance to objectify and abuse women, but without the consequences, of real life.
I will give.
So yeah, you actually have to really think about what the purpose of this game is.
I will give the game props though. She does look pretty good, and not just in terms of appearance, but like
overly objectified.
Yeah, but not exactly like a skinny model type. You know, it's very. Also, I applaud the fact that she's not white.
She looks like she served time. She was on those bars every day of her sentence. You know what I mean?
I applaud the fact that she's not white. Not to be racist, but I'm just glad she's not white. You know, just
100%. It's not racist. It would be a bit more far-fetched if she was white because, you know, unfortunately in America, white people still hold privileged positions, you know, and women of color are mainly the ones affected by current conservative policies and, you know, unemployment and actually child birth rates. Do you know that it's more likely for you to die as a black woman giving birth in America than a white woman? That's ours. From what I'm seeing, there's not really anybody to drool at, you know?
well, you gotta know your audience, and you can say a lot of things about Rockstar Games. One thing they do know is their audience. They know who the kind of people who buy this kind of stuff, and they make games for them. But anyway, that to one side. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff going on.
The graphics are pretty good though, I'm not gonna lie.
They are.
The graphics are like A++.
They damn well better be coming out on freaking PS5 and Xbox Series and whatever. They damn well better be good. It'd be freaking insulting if,
I hope like the
you know.
the controls is okay because like I'm not gonna lie, the GTA 5 controls were kind of stupid and unnecessary. You know?
You struggled to grasp the basic
Like,
controls.
it wasn't any Call of Duty, if you know what I mean.
And I don't want it to be. I'm not no Call of Duty Monster Energy drink chugging chump.
The shooting mechanics sucks.
What are you setting it on?
I mean, I play.
Do you turn on aim assist? Because it sounds like you might need it.
Please, okay. I have like a tournament coming out for COD, and like I would never ever consider GTA a shooting game. Trust me.
And yet you struggle with the shooting mechanics. You know, aim exists for a reason. There's no shame in turning it on, Joe. I won't think any less of you.
Video games, okay? This just shoot and kill and run away.
I won't think any less of you.
That matters more.
It's okay to use, you know, to help with your aiming. It's okay to use aim assist now and then. I won't think any less of you.
Whatever.
But yeah, I applaud the story this game is trying to tell of this like Bonnie and Clyde-esque story, as opposed to what we normally get from a Rockstar game, which would be this like one-man army.
Like an all-in cast of degenerates, basically.
That was the last one. But anyway, there's...
Like, okay, I get that team is in a world that, you know, isn't too great. But I feel like sometimes, you know, it's just good to, you know, play, you know, the vanilla underdog in a rock and crime-ridden world. Like, why can't they make some characters with morals, you know? Like, I think that kind of like...
What are you talking about?
Like, you remember the game, The Last of Us, right? And we had to constantly choose between, you know, if you were going to kill this person or let them go, you know? And that eventually, like, shapes Ellie in a way, you know?
No, it doesn't.
Like, add a bit of that, you know?
should have...
Add character to the game to make these moralistic decisions.
You should have...
You know, let the player, you know, become part of who this character ends up being. Do they become, you know, like this ruthless crime lord, you know, that, you know, rules the city, or, you know, somebody who, you know, they came from a horrible background, you know, with little means, but they do have some morals in their rise to, you know, from poverty. You know? I feel like that would be a cool touch.
telling me the last
The Last of Us, of all things, is the standard for moral goodness in AAA gaming? She got to question the morals of that person. I mean, the kind of person who would make statements like that. In regards to having protagonists with morals and, does nice things, we kind of did have a GTA protagonist with morals and sense. Well, they all do. They all have, like, certain lines even they won't cross. I mean, even Trevor, to some extent, his lines are fewer and far between than most of the guys in GTA, but he does have lines. Like, when he was asked to take out Mr. Karamov, it was like, he didn't want to do that, it says something when in a mission, Trevor Phillips is the voice of reason in the whole thing, then like, okay, something has gone horribly wrong here. Anyway, there was a character with morals and, like, remorse and feelings and who changed as the course of the story happened. Nico Bellic. Yeah, remember him? Good old Nico, one of the best GTA protagonists ever, the protagonist of Grand Theft Auto 4. He had morals. He had moments of remorse, moments where he sat there and talked about how he didn't really enjoy killing. In fact, he hated it. There was that big lunar narrative dissonance when the game was like, all you need is kill. But he was like, also have these somewhat dour moments where he would talk about, like, what he did in the Bosnian War and, things like that. But, otherwise, he, otherwise, yeah, let's, that's that. So, yeah, to wrap it all up, Rockstar Games is capable of writing characters that are more than just the seemingly one-note type of dudes who go in, kill a bunch of people, and then go out there. Not every Rockstar protagonist is some kind of loon. Not every Rockstar protagonist, falls into some kind of one single category. Okay, Carl Johnson and Franklin Clinton aren't the same guy. They both grew up in relatively the same place and similar circumstances, but they did not turn out to be the same dude. They didn't, because they don't have the same stories. Trevor Phillips isn't like any other protagonist. Michael DeSanta isn't anything like Claude, or, I mean, he's kind of like Tommy Vercetti. Like Tommy Vercetti, if he was able to, like, grow old and find a way out of the life that he'd made for himself, I guess, there's some similarities there, but, like, otherwise, there's a lot of differences. Tommy Vercetti never had a family. He had a mob family, but they turned his back on him, so, like, there's that element to his character, but other than that, not much else, Yeah, so, yeah, that's that. That's all I have to say on that.